So I have to share something that happens, I think, to many of us when we are living our lives. We are so sometimes focused on high goals, high achievements, making sure that our resumes look awesome. In fact, it was a book by New York Times columnist David Brooke that first pointed me out to this whole topic. That there are times when we really look to see and understand that we have a resume of things that we have done and a resume of eulogies or ways that we have lived. And he bases all of this on Soloveitchik's understanding of Adam 1 and Adam 2. Well, Joseph Soloveitchik, who was an Orthodox rabbi, in many regards, he can be understood as the founder of the modern Orthodox movement in this country, had put together an understanding of Adam 1 and Adam 2. And Adam 1, according to Soloveitchik, was somebody who creates, builds, does all of these amazing virtues that we really emphasize so frequently in our culture. And Adam 2 is the internal Adam, the one that focuses on those inner moral qualities, that has the purpose of a serene character, that focuses not just on doing good, but ultimately and truly on being good. When we think about how we live in our lives today in this society, oftentimes, David Brooks points out, we live our lives as if we are focused only on Adam 1. We want to build that impressive resume. We want to make sure that we are hitting goals higher, further, farther than anybody before us. But the thing is that life is really not about an Adam 1 lifestyle. Our culture is Adam 1 based. Our culture pushes us to become all the ways that we can be Adam 1. Just look at our emphasis on capitalism, how we want to live our lives, and every little thing that we want us to be able to accomplish. We are taught to be assertive, to master skills, according to Brooks, to broadcast our brains. We want to have as many likes as possible. We want to have as many followers as possible on social media. We want everybody to see how amazing we personally are. Adam 2, on the other hand, is a totally different thing. Adam 2 offers something deeper. Adam 2 offers spiritual knowledge. Adam 2 offers those things that take work, that involve being present, that involve being totally deep and real with yourself. So one of the gifts, and I say it this way, of being stuck at home with COVID and 3 children was I had to really dig in and not focus at all on Adam 1. I had to focus all of my energy on Adam 2. Because if I didn't, the kids and I would have gone crazy. And in doing, I can't believe we actually, all of us, became a little bit closer. We laughed a little bit more somehow, even when I was sick, even when Aiden was sick, even when David was sick. We were all somehow able to find some sort of a pleasure in simply being in each other's company, whether we were vegged out having a Star Wars Bonanza celebration on the couch because nobody really had the energy to get up, or we were eating gifts of meals that a congregant or some lovely person dropped. The gift is finding each other's company rewarding. The problem is that sometimes it takes an event like COVID to get us from focus on school, focus on every other little thing that there is, to focusing on the things that are also equally important, the Adam 2 moments in our life, the part of us that really needs to dig in, dig deep, and be present. Now, of course, we all know that there are times when we don't want to do Adam 2. That's why we're addicted to screens. That's why we want to run away. That's why many of us are uncomfortable being alone. Who wants to have those Adam 2 moments? After all, we focus so much of our energy on chasing happiness, on chasing accomplishments, on chasing after things. Adam 2 is not about chasing. Adam 2 is about being comfortable with our suffering, finding ways to love ourselves, finding ways, according to David Brooks, of, quote, if you look at people who are deep, often they don't look inside themselves. Something calls to them from outside themselves. According to him, we must be obedient to something greater than ourselves. We must let go a little bit. Adam 2 requires that we allow ourselves to recognize that we are not in control, but something greater than us really is. Adam 2 requires us to accept, to submit in a way that many of us just don't want to and aren't comfortable even thinking that way. But when we think about the power and the balance of who we are and how we live our life, so much of us in this culture pushes us in the Adam 1 lifestyle. And we find increasingly that we're out of balance, out of whack, increasing occurrences of mental illness and stress. And yet if we live a lifestyle of balance, where we have both material ambitions of wanting to create and do and build, balance out with spiritual, internal strivings to find our way toward center, homeostasis, and peace, that balance will ultimately lead to our whole self. Ultimately, I believe that Soloveitchik was pointing out, and David Brooks was highlighting, the presence of Adam 1 and Adam 2, because of course we have both creation stories that we read this week in Genesis. But I think the fact that we have them both reminds us that we must live in balance, and that when we are out of balance, that we are unhappy ultimately. I don't want for you, like it was for me, that a big event came and smacked me down, COVID, and it forced me to stop everything because I didn't have the energy for any of the Adam 1 business. I only had energy for Adam 2 and some Adam 1, but only in terms of taking care of my kids and doing what was absolutely necessary. And so I hope for you that the lesson that I learned so powerfully, that I need to focus also on my inner growth as an important part of who I am as a human being, is something that I can impart to you as we begin the journey of reading through the Sefer Torah once again together. May you all find a sense of comfort, may you all find a sense of peace, and may you ultimately find a sense of balance between all of the things that we strive for.